After completing a week of ESG framework training for a section of Sumac Microfinance Bank staff members, it was the turn of the board of directors and senior managers at the financial institution to be trained. This exercise is to ensure the board, management and staff members are compliant with the ESG policy framework at large. The ESG framework, which refers to Environmental, Social and Governance Framework, has become a crucial component for all well-meaning corporate institutions across the world. Compliance with this framework is essential in Sumac Microfinance Bank's posterity as a financial organisation. Our media team spent time with the board members and senior managers who were more than glad to share their thoughts on the importance of the training and how the bank will benefit from it in the long run.
Yeah, the board has decided that we embark on ESG implementation within the wider Sumac, and that's why we have engaged a consultant so that everybody can be taken through this training, because it's very important for business resilience and sustainability. These will help our clients and also the business, because of course even them will train them on how sustainability can be done for their businesses. And especially now everybody knows what has happened in the recent past with the floods. The climate change is something that will be with us, and it's very important that we ensure that we mitigate against the vagaries of weather by embarking on environmental, social and climate governance. And these are a company-wide exercise that every board member, every senior management, any manager and every staff of Sumac will undergo. And for some of them have already covered in the last 2 weeks. They had a session for a whole 1 week to go through what we are going now. So these are very important, and it's also very important for the business, because of course when businesses are resilient, businesses are growing, Sumac is also growing, and that's why the board has decided for this investment. In the long run, definitely the business will make money by the business being resilient, and even financing businesses that are also resilient, such that those businesses they are mitigating against the climate effects, and once they mitigate the climate effect, they also grow, and as they grow they also require funds to be for working capital, and they will come to Sumac. So as our clients grow, Sumac also grows, and that's why we are seeing these are very crucial in our business going forward.
What I can say is that I find this a very important and edifying experience, because even at the board level, these are novel, they are new concepts that are coming up. They help us manage our business well, and they teach us how to progress the way we do business that would impact positively on environment, the social aspect, governance, making sure that we follow the right channels in running our business. So to me, I find it's an eye-opener, and it's also a new and exciting learning process for me. And I can tell you, I think we should be having more of this, and also we incorporate the things that we have learned here in our banking practices, just to ensure that it's a win-win situation for everybody, all stakeholders, employees, the community under which we operate, government, regulator, everybody. I think it's important for us. You know, they say knowledge is power. For instance, before we wouldn't mind even funding any form of activity. For instance, if somebody came and said they had a factory and they wanted working capital, we didn't We did not go to that extent of trying to understand the nature of the business, how it impacts on the community, whether there are issues of pollution involved and all that, or whether it's a danger to the environment. We never used to interrogate such. For us, we were happy to look at the bottom line, and we think this is a good client. But now, it teaches us to go beyond, to scratch above the surface, and to ensure that I can say probably we preserve our environment for posterity. So it's business, but it has to take care of the environment and the community and all that.
This training of ESG, we expect it to be very effective. We want to know how the environment and the social part of it, and also the governance, will help the bank move forward. As for the climate, we have seen how climate can be of difficulties. See the Mahiu, France, and other areas in the Kenya where people have suffered because of the climate change. On the social aspect, we need people to be trained how to treat the staff, how to make sure that the people we work with, the people we are engaged with, they're all benefiting in what we do. On the governance, again, we need to make sure that the governance aspect is transparent, is beneficial to both the shareholders, the stakeholders, and any other person who directly or indirectly relates to the bank. And I think this training will be very, very good going forward to the bank, how it's managed, how the staff, how the customers are all treated in one way or the other.
Yes, I'm very pleased to be part of this ESG training program. We've been here before, and we've been very happy to have an expert by the name of Mercy Adero, who has actually been taking us through this program very well. And today, for the directors, I think it was an opportunity to refresh our knowledge on the environmental, social, and the governance framework that is applicable to Sumac, and to get the new ideas that are emerging in this particular arena. Of course, the most important thing is implementation, and I'm glad that today we've actually focused quite a lot on how to bring this ESG agenda to life. And I'm happy as a member of the board to see that not only members of the board, but even the management is very well aligned in terms of the important need for us to implement the ESG agenda in Sumac. This will undoubtedly be a very important pillar for the future success of our microfinance business, where we are continuously adding value to the community and making sure that eventually we'll actually be able to attain our goals and objectives. And most importantly, also to anchor ourselves to the idea that as a microfinance bank, we have a very important role to play in terms of the society in which we live in, the environment in which we operate, and making sure that we have the appropriate governance framework to make sure that all these ideas, which are very important, come to bear in terms of the way that we go to business.
Currently, we are undergoing a bit of challenge in the environment due to the heavy rains, which have actually affected businesses. And so you find most businesses were adversely affected. And this is something that most businesses were not anticipating, including the financial institution like our Sumac, whereby we are also involved in interacting with various customers in various sectors, and mostly agriculture, and where we had a lot of flooding and all that, which greatly would affect our customers in terms of their loan repayments due to the challenges of flooding of land and also the product which they are even dealing with. So this is something that have taught us a lesson that we have in future to be considering the effect of the environment and its related issues. So this training would help us very much to, as we do our business, we consider these environment issues which may affect us adversely, and to have mitigating factors as we do our business.
I am finding the ESG training very informative. Believe it or not, even in the ICT space, in terms of how you handle data, I've just learned something new, something called dark data. So when you collect data from clients that you are not using, and that will inform how we as a team, the ICT team, handle client data. And I can see that whatever we are learning right now on ESG is very, very useful and applicable over many areas of the business that we conduct. And I would say that other microfinance organizations can benefit from this training and implementation and adoption of the framework as we grapple with these new areas that are coming to play and becoming very important in our space.
The training is very relevant, especially in credit management, in loan origination. It will be very vital on risk identification, on environmental, social and governance perspectives, and it will assist the business to mitigate risks and also identify business opportunities in a way it will be sustainable to the business. To the staff, it will assist in training and also adherence to the greater good of when it comes to issues of climate and what is required by law. All in all, to sum it up, this is where the world is moving, and as an institution we need to align ourselves for sustainable finance.
So Sumac Microfinance Bank targets micro, small and medium enterprises, and these are the very enterprises that have been affected by the environmental factors that have just happened in this country, the rainfall especially. We have clients whose businesses have gone down because of the extreme flooding. And ESG, so Sumac has taken a very intentional decision to develop an ESG framework that will help our clients be able to manage these environmental risks. So we'll be training our clients to start managing the environmental risks. Say for example, the flooding, how can they elevate their buildings or elevate their businesses so that they don't suffer these types of risks. And we will expose them to different risks that come in from the environment. So you might be asking yourself, how does this help Sumac? And a happy customer or a risk-free customer, it reflects on how the type of customer that we bank. So if our customer does not suffer this risk, then we also do not suffer this risk. But ultimately, it's the impact, because for us we are impact driven. It's the positive impact that we will transfer to our customers if we teach them or we train them how to manage environmental risk. The second bit of this framework is the social. The social, we are keen on having a positive impact on our customers and the economy in this country at large. So this social bit of the framework is to help our customers have a positive impact in their families, increase their quality of living, increase how they are able to pay up their facilities or their loans, and as well as have a positive impact into in their environment. And then now governance. comes into two aspects. The governance now from Sumac's side. The board, I must say right now, that the board is very keen to make sure that the ESG framework is implemented. So the board and the senior management actually are having a training to just ensure that this particular strategy, the ESG strategy that we are laying down and we want to adapt, is going to be implemented to ensure that our credit facilities have the aspect of ESG. Our loan officers, as they appraise the customers, they will make sure that they use the ESG framework on how to manage our risks. And the other thing is on the governance to our customers. We are training. Part of this, it is part of our strategy to ensure that we train our customers on how to govern or to build their businesses, so that it's a continuity, it's an ongoing concern. So the governance aspect is more of a taking very intentional steps to ensure that our customers realize the risk that is there if they are not able to make sure that their businesses are going concern. So we will hold their hands and we will guide them and we will partner with them to ensure that these businesses are going concern. So it's a call to action for everybody, and Sumac has actually heeded to this call to action that we have committed ourselves to take care of the environment. We have committed ourselves to have a positive social impact on our staff and as well as our customers, and we have committed together with our customers, I must say, that we are going to manage our businesses in a proper way.
Wow, it's been a wonderful day, a wonderful afternoon that we come to learn about the ESG and governance issues. It will help Sumac in quite go a long way to help Sumac understand how best to comply with ESG related risks and how best to mitigate them, so that our organization can grow to the greater heights and greater levels to the world standard as we comply with the upcoming CBK regulation on climatical changes and what is happening to our nation. We also want to give our clients a better platform to do their businesses better for the growth of both businesses and Sumac as an organization. So one of the things that are going to play out from today henceforth, we are going to come up with proper internal controls, both as an organization, that will help Sumac grow to get greater heights to ensure that our loans are paid well through the processes that are going to be incorporated, since now we are well versed in what is going on with matters ESG. This will also be taken down to our clients to help them grow their businesses and to mitigate the risks that come up with due to climatical changes and the social impact, and also govern their organization well. So as an organization, I would say from an audit and risk perspective, we are now better placed to have better controls and better risk mitigation factors to grow our business to a level 1 bank.
So we're here today at Sumac, the senior management team and the board, to learn on environmental sustainability and climatic governance. The whole essence of this is for us as an institution to align with nation standards and international standards on how best can we take care of the environment, the society around us, and largely the climate. I mean, it's only been 6 weeks and we saw how devastating we as a nation faced, all because of climatic changes. So we as a bank are looking at how best do we tailor our solutions to align with environmental and climate sustainability. And not just by learning, but also helping our customers understand, and of course this is through interactions and training, so that they can best know how to cascade this in their day-to-day offerings that we offer them as a bank. And on top of that, not just aligning, but cascading this even to our own personal lives, because we just as a bank or financial institution can only do as much, but make it collaborative. So these little steps are what we're here to learn. Particularly my docket as a IT and my main mandate to drive digital transformation at the bank, it helps me make informed choices in regards to any infrastructure that we want to acquire. So I look at the pros and cons, more so to know how best does it help to sustain the environment And if it adversely does that, then this is a no-go for myself, and to be able to advise the board accordingly so that they make an informed decision on the same.
Today we've been together with Sumac Microfinance Bank's board of directors and senior managers. And one may ask, why would board members and senior managers be trained on this critical subject, sustainability, or ESG, that is environmental, social, and climate governance? And one thing I want to tell everybody is that everything rises and falls on leadership. It doesn't matter how much we know about environmental, social, and climate governance. It doesn't matter how much we push this agenda from whichever quarters, whether it is investors, the government, or the people. Unless or until the leadership of an institution buys in to taking sustainability matters seriously, you are going nowhere. I've just said that everything rises and falls on leadership. And I want to congratulate Sumac because the leadership, right from the board to the senior managers, have taken this matter very seriously. But secondly, it doesn't matter how willing the board and the senior managers are in terms of willingness to mainstream sustainability or sustainability standards into their business. If they don't know what to do, it ends at we are willing. So to make sure that it moves from willing to action, we have to build their capacity for effective oversight. And oversight simply means, how do they ensure that the policy frameworks that support ESG are in place in the institution? How do they ensure that the senior managers and line managers and staff are held accountable to ensuring that their ESG strategy and their ESG related policies are implemented to the letter? There is a word that is not common in the sector but very, very detrimental to the sector, called greenwashing. There's a lot of data corruption around sustainability. Institutions report what they don't do, and that is greenwashing, simply claiming to do that which you're not doing. So to make sure that we take care of the risks of greenwashing, which exposes institutions to risks and at the same time makes them feel comfortable and assuming that they're doing the right thing, but they're not, and so end up being eaten by the same bug that they claim to be dealing with, it is important that the leadership gets to know what exactly is required of them. That is why it's very, very important for all board members or board of directors and senior managers of financial institutions to take capacity building around sustainability very seriously, just as Sumac has done. So it's been quite interactive. It's great seeing how the team, once again, just like the other officers that we have trained, are connecting sustainability standards and business. And the moment you hit on that, trust me, you're sold. They are bought in. I mean, people talk of buy-in. Buy-in simply means being ready to do something from the place of knowledge, from the place of value, and paying attention to the detail. And I want to confirm that Sumac's board of directors have done just that, because they have the understanding of the standards and relating the standards to the business.